Yeah, exactly like that.
Respect your elders and do unto them as you wish to have done unto you.
Exactly. It's like something like a golden rule or something.
Yeah, in the Bible
Absolutely.
or in anywheres.
Yeah.
This is pretty crazy. We're actually having a podcast with just you and me.
It's been a very
hard road.
Yeah, it's been a long 4 months.
It's been a long, hard decade.
It's I tell you, I remember it was like it was yesterday.
Isn't this crazy, bro? Like this, and actually, it's a good thing that we're doing one with just you and me, because the one that I'm gonna post, I'm about to post the first ever podcast that we ever did, because this is our 50th episode.
This is the 50th.
This is the 50th episode.
Ain't that a coincidence? That's a weird coincidence.
That's crazy as fuck.
That's weird. That is like a weird anomaly.
I think for our 100th episode, I think I want it to be completely silent.
Mm-hmm.
Completely silent.
How will we communicate?
We wouldn't.
What would we write notes?
We could.
and nod, and people were like, "What are they nodding about?"
Yeah, what the fuck are they talking about? It would be rough for the people that are listening on Spotify and like Apple Podcasts.
They probably think their shit's broken.
Yeah. They're probably like playing and they're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
What is wrong with this? This is their special episode. I need to hear this.
100th episode special. Wonder what this one should be, the 50th episode special.
It's just pure silence. And you hear somebody cough every now and then. They're like, what the fuck?
Pure silence. We were already thinking about the name for the 50th
pure
episode.
Silence.
For 50 episodes ahead. Mm. Pure silence. It should be either pure silence or complete chaos.
Complete chaos?
Yeah, like 10 people talking at one time.
God damn.
Yeah.
You know, remember that sometimes we were talking about like podcasts where there'd be 4 people and 2 people be having a conversation and then the other 2 people will be having a conversation at the same time.
Exactly.
And it'd be a bunch of mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
And you'd be sitting there trying to like listen. I'll be looking at somebody like, yeah, I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm paying attention. I just can't fucking hear you because this other person's talking.
Yeah, because 2 other people are jabbering on over here. And you're trying to listen to what the hell somebody else is saying.
And you wait for that guy to take a breath, and you're like, and you're like, okay, now.
Yeah, and then the other 2 people we're talking to, and I'm like, fuck. I kind of didn't know what to do.
I didn't know
certain
either.
situations, like that one with Zach and what's his face.
Yeah,
I kind of didn't know what to do. I was like trying to listen to him, and I wasn't trying to be rude by like ignoring what he was saying. But old buddy was trying to talk to me. He was trying to talk to me as you and Zach was having a conversation, and I'm like yeah,
like your eyes, you're looking, your eyes did this right here. You're trying to like.
I'm like, like chameleons.
Like chameleons, you're like, yeah, man, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. And then they ask your opinion on it, and you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. So what about, you just keep asking questions.
So what about Israel?
What about it?
Brother, what the fuck's going on over there? You brought it up just a minute ago.
Yeah, well,
like,
I just seen it on the news.
Like, I just seen that. It said that they declared war.
Yeah, I was a day late to
with who?
Hamas.
Hamas?
I thought it was hummus.
Hummus?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck?
Damn, I wonder what they're fighting about.
From what I understand, there's like a place called Gaza that's right beside Israel.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of rockets were shot, and it killed like 600 people.
Yeah, I heard about that shit. I don't think
But that's how many have confirmed dead.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, but the wounded is like 2,000 or 3,000.
Man, that's a lot of people.
That's like the one guy that was like in Israel said it was like their version of 9/11.
Like that's like completely belligerent. If you think about it, like compared, like if you compare it to Russia and Ukraine, like because Putin didn't just go in there and started like blowing shit up. He was very
military.
formal about it. He was like, I'm declaring war with you. I forgot what happened. Something had happened, and then he was like, I'm declaring war.
Yeah, it was like
he formally declared war before he started, and then they gave everybody a chance basically to evacuate.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember it but it's already been like a year and a half ago that this happened. Mm-hmm. It's still going on.
It is.
But from what I understand, he made like a speech the night that it was going on.
Yeah.
Because, their time zones are a lot different than us. It's like here, it might have been in the middle of the night, but over there it's morning.
Yeah.
So he made like a message, and then, they were rolling through. They were on the border for a while. They were in Belarus, too.
Yeah, I remember that shit. I remember them surrounding the whole place.
The whole place.
And then everybody was like, yeah, I think that he's going to attack Ukraine.
Yeah. Well, once they started setting up like medical tents, I mean, during a training exercise, you might have some
exercise.
You might have some wounded, but when you're setting up like whole entire field hospitals, that's for you only set those up if you're going to go to fight,
war,
and you're going to be getting a bunch of injured dudes coming back. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what happened. I don't know what the casualty rates are, but from estimates, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like KIA. On the Russian side is around 100,000.
Whoa, soldiers. That's a lot of people.
Soldiers, yeah.
Holy shit, dude. That is crazy. Like, and I was comparing that to, I remember, like, it wasn't even the first week. It wasn't even, like, after that, after, like, the first week, it was more than 600, was it not? That's what I was comparing to what you just said, because 600, that was, like, in one day. 600 people in one day. Was it not?
You might have like 600. Okay, so this is how this stuff's broken down, right? So for like everyone that's KIA, which means every soldier that's killed in action,
yeah.
There's usually 2 or 3 that are wounded to some degree, to the point where they can't be in combat. One might step on a mine, one might get shot, one might get shrapnel. Yeah. So your casualty figures are much higher than that. Like, so when they say like wounded and killed, like they usually combine those two numbers together.
Yeah.
So it's hard to actually get an exact estimate, because no side's going to want to publish exactly how bad they're getting.
Oh,
beat up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That sort of stuff doesn't become public knowledge until after the war's over.
And see, I think a lot of the whenever it comes to the media side, I think that whenever they are releasing the information of how many people are getting killed in a certain situation, if people are getting killed, I believe that they're going to put up just a number right then and there just to have news. So I think a large portion of the killing or deaths that they say happens within these times, I believe that they don't portray the right number either, because first of all, they're getting their information from somebody else and it may be false. Second of all, they may also be taking in effect the missing people as killed people. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's missing or there's a lot of people that's not accounted for, they just automatically count them as
You also got prisoners
death.
of war.
Oh, yeah. So people will
take
them, and then they'll just automatically mark them as dead in that time, and then there's no point in going back on what they said and retracking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You also got to think about the way that, this is going back to Russia and Ukraine, they had a whole entire military organization called Wagner, which was like...
That's a private. It's private
military. But you got to think, tens of thousands of those guys are KIA trying to take over one city called Bakhmut, and that's been going on back and forth for months. Actually, now, this is getting real technical. I do keep up with this stuff even after all this time, just because I've always been interested in military stuff.
Yeah.
But they're still fighting over that city. It's been like a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's like a little, if you go back in history and you read like the Battle of like Stalingrad, it's like a miniature version of that kind of. It's just, it's a slugfest.
Yeah.
And another thing to put in perspective too is like tanks, right? It's like, you saw me play that one game where you're like in a tank.
Yeah.
Well, one of those usually have like 4 or 5 people in it. The Russians have visual documentation and geolocated how many tanks have been lost, like destroyed over around, I think it's 1,100, 1,200
during Ukraine.
In Ukraine, war? And each one of those had 5 dudes in it. So you got to think,
whoa,
that's like about 10,000 tank soldiers right there.
Insane.
Yeah. That doesn't take into account the other 1,000. They've lost over 2,000 tanks.
Whoa.
And a tank, to put that in perspective, a tank weighs more than all these cars in this parking lot combined.
Holy shit.
They weigh around 50, 60 tons. All
so
those
they're
cars,
just like blowing shit up. It's just
yeah,
complete and utter
a
just
tank's as big as this
destruction.
house. Just like,
A tank?
a tank's about as yeah. A tank's half the size of this building.
Holy fuck!
That's what I'm saying. It weighs more than all those. It weighs as much as like 5 buses.
Brother.
That's why it needs 5 people. It's big. It's a big machine.
This place or this room?
This room. I'm saying from like this doorway all the way over here, and it probably is wide, maybe about as wide as this room.
I didn't think tanks were that fucking big.
They are.
What the fuck?
Tanks are several feet tall.
I thought that maybe a damn tank would be as big as like that room in there or that room.
No, they're huge. They're
what
huge.
What the fuck?
They're huge. If you ever seen like you ever went to a war museum and walked up to even a tank from World War II. They're ginormous.
Holy fuck, dude. They're just blowing them the hell up. They're just blowing them to smithereens.
Yeah, and
didn't America send tanks over there to Ukraine?
Yeah, they just got their first batch of them.
Man, what the fuck? You think that we should be aiding them?
It is in the best interest of the United States geopolitically.
Why?
Because our 2 main rivals, well, our first one is China, and our second is Russia.
Yeah.
And you know how much we've spent 5% of our military budget. So if you take our budget, our military budget,
yeah,
I don't exactly know the figure, but it's around $800 billion a year. And this is how much they get a year. $800 billion to around $1 trillion.
Yeah.
We've given Ukraine $50 billion in military assistance, and they've been able to destroy half of the Russian military.
Is that a year?
A year.
$800 billion a year? Is that
every
what you're
year
saying?
they get
the
that
budget?
Much, at least $800 billion.
Wow. That
doesn't take into account things like research and development of new weapons, because that's always going on.
So, so what if Russia took Ukraine and we didn't do anything about it?
If they took Ukraine, what they would do is they'd use the resources to set up the next conquest. Because I mean, if you look at them, they are a colonial imperialist ambitions. You know, like Napoleon, stuff like that. From what I understand, is that they're trying to rebuild something that somewhat resembles the Soviet Union, but they also have like some good talking points in the sense of like they're worried about NATO.
Yeah. That's so that's the way I see it.
Yeah, so it's really a gray zone, but the way, I mean, honestly, the way they're going about it is not the way you would want to go about it. Waging a full-scale war, millions of people have left your country, hundreds of thousands of your soldiers are dead.
Yeah.
Half of your military equipment has been destroyed, and you have like 11%, you've taken over 11% of a country, and it's cost you, I don't know how long it's going to take them to rebuild all that stuff. A lot of their stuff for their military equipment is imported. Electronics. They don't have they don't have the fabrication centers to make computer chips and stuff like that. Yeah. They have to get it they can get it from China, but China's, when it comes to computer chips, like in our phones and stuff, they're like a couple generations behind technologically when it comes to those fabrications of like computer chips and microchips.
Russia?
China.
Oh, China.
They're trying to invest in it, but a lot of the secret technology on how to do it is blockaded from them because they are going to use it for military equipment, and the fabricators come from Europe. Yeah. The know-how is from like Taiwan, and a lot of the engineers are in the U.S. That's why we defend Taiwan so much, because we get a lot of chips. But
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this is why I'm saying geopolitically.
And Taiwan is a part of NATO.
No.
It's not?
No.
I thought that it was. I'm pretty sure Taiwan is a part of NATO.
No, we have a defense pact with them.
But Ukraine isn't a part of NATO.
No, they're not.
Taiwan isn't a part of NATO?
No.
What the fuck?
NATO is North Atlantic Treaty Organization. That's in Europe. North Atlantic Treaty Organization.
NATO.
Taiwan's
a part of NATO?
No, it's not. Taiwan isn't. But we have like, I'm not the U.S. government, but from what I understand, if they are attacked
Uh-huh.
by China, China will be attacked by the United States.
Yeah.
Not as in like we're going to go put boots on the ground in China, because that I don't think that would even be feasible.
No, there's no way.
There's no way. But what I'm talking about is like you'd have submarines sinking their merchant ships. You'd have a blockade of their nation with our navy.
Yeah.
We would probably be assisted by Japan, South Korea, Australia, maybe the Philippines. India would probably be neutral,
but not North Korea.
North Korea, we don't know they might attack South Korea, but we got a bunch of soldiers stationed there. So then they declare war on us. That's
fucking insane. And I'm telling you, right now is definitely World War III.
Maybe it's like the precursor. I mean, that's why I was talking about that stuff in Israel is like another flashpoint. Because the thing is, Hamas is a terrorist organization, but it's with a militant wing, a militarized. Think of like a militia, but hundreds of thousands of them.
What are you talking about?
A militia?
No. What are you?
Hamas.
That's
who attacked. They shot 3,000 rockets into Israel. Israel has an air defense system called an Iron Dome that shoots down these rockets, but they shot so many that overwhelmed the air defenses. And so when you have like 3,000 rockets hitting places, that's why some people died.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So at least 3,000 or 4,000 people were injured.
And it's not like a modernized infrastructure there either, like we have here.
No, it's pretty modernized, Israel.
Well, I'm talking about like you
talking about
architecturally.
Oh, that's their building style because that's the resources they have available.
That's what I'm saying. So it's not as modern as we would consider modern here.
Yeah, we build different because our resources are different. We don't live in a desert.
Yeah.
You know, over there you have to build stuff out of adobe, which is actually still as strong as concrete.
Really?
Yeah.
And steel?
Not as strong as steel. I mean, steel is just... I think they might use adobe and steel. I don't know how they build it.
I don't know either. I'm pretty sure that they're like it's
I'm
not
sure they
as...
get it in the major cities. I'm sure they import the stuff needed. You know, they got ports and they make sure that everything's good. Just like in Dubai, if you go to Dubai, obviously that shit didn't come out the sand.
Yeah, I fuck with Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai's cool.
I would live there.
I'd like to go there.
I would actually live there. Dude, I really would.
You know, they got these parking lots where there's exotic cars that just are laid out, and the sand dunes will slowly take the cars over.
We was talking about that with Malachi.
Yep.
But I'm thinking, in my head, of, I don't remember if it was Dubai or Saudi Arabia. I think it actually might be Saudi Arabia. They have a wall being made right now that's like $1 trillion. It's like $1 trillion wall being made, and it's basically like a whole city in a wall.
Yeah.
That is insane.
They build crazy shit for tourism.
That is crazy.
I mean,
dude.
It is pretty cool, but it just seems like a big condominium, like a big. It's like we got
like
these
a utopia.
townhouses. It's like a bunch of townhouses, but it goes like 70 miles that way.
Seriously, I mean,
you can see it from space.
But if you think about it, though, like, and it's going to be implementing, like nature into it as well. Like, there's going to be like waterfalls and all kinds of shit like that. They're going to be growing like grass and shit in there.
It's going to have its own microclimate because it's so big.
Yeah, it is. That's going to be crazy. Did you hear about it?
I heard about it a while. Maybe a year ago, because to make something like that, there's a lot of planning that goes ahead, and you're going to hear about it a long time before it actually breaks ground.
Yeah.
You know, so, I heard about it, but I haven't kept up with it because it's going to take a while to build.
It's going to take a long time.
You know?
It's going to probably take more than 20 years.
Yeah, it's going to be like... You ever played like the Call of Duties like that are based like in 2050 and stuff like that? Probably like around that time, like...
Yeah.
You know what's crazy to think about? Remember when Black Ops 2 came out? Like what year it was set in?
What year was it set in?
2025.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be 2025 soon.
Black Ops 2?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
That's crazy to think about.
I remember seeing the cars on there and being like, damn, those look cool as fuck. And then now I'm actually starting to see those type of cars.
Well, like Back to the Future, that was based on like 2020.
Yeah.
You know? And that was made in the 80s.
Yeah. I guess they thought that...
They thought that shit was going to be shit was gonna be turned upside down. You know what the fuck I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's turned upside down a completely different way. Like you got iPhones, you got
swiped over in 30 different regions.
Yeah, you got like. Imagine trying to explain to somebody from like 1980 that show them an iPhone.
Man, I bet they would tweak.
They would fucking. They got like that.
Hey, check this out.
They got a Walkman. You got daggum AirPods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Holy shit! Imagine. I've always thought about that. Like, imagine you getting your iPhone, AirPods, and I mean, it wouldn't do you no good if you think about it. If you take an iPhone into the past,
the infrastructure don't even exist, like Wi-Fi.
You can't call nobody. You can't even look up the internet. You can't do anything.
I guess the outlets would still work.
You could just show them pictures. Yeah. What if you forgot your fucking charger?
Bro, you'd have to send that shit off to like a...
Yeah.
They'd probably take that shit to Area 51 and study it.
They really would.
You know, because and the scientists would probably be so confused on how it got together.
It'd be tweaked out.
It'd be like giving a submarine to a caveman.
Yeah. Like, imagine taking a device like that into, like, the damn 20s, dude. Or even before that.
Before that, I don't even know if they could conceive as to what it was. They'd probably start thinking it's magic.
I think maybe in the 80s, like, somebody would think that it's something cool, but I don't think that they would, like, completely flip shit over it. But in the early 1900s, you brought a fucking iPhone to them, and then they would
show them virtual reality.
Yeah, show them a fucking vulture, a fucking robot vulture.
Yeah, that'd be scary.
Yeah, they would fucking die.
Something like that.
Like this fucking light.
Yeah, even that light, simple as that. And you'd be like, here, watch. Let me tell you. There's no buttons on it. You just tap it and it changes colors. They're like, how do you do that? I'm like, magic.
Magic. Yeah, magic, bitch.
I'd open a damn magic show. Be like, oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'll turn everything into magic.
Yeah.
I'll fucking make a damn magic show for them right in front of their face.
Mm-hmm. Look at this phone. They're like, what is that?
Yeah, look at this phone. And then I'll probably start pulling shit out of my sleeves. I'll start pulling out a deck of cards out of my ass. Be like, pick a fucking card.
Pick a card. Any card.
Any of these cards. Yeah.
You just take their money and run. You just throw the cards at them and run off.
Throw the cards at them, fucking pistol whip them, and take their shit.
Hit them upside the head with the phone. This thing's dead. Don't work no more.
Yeah. God damn it, man. Anyways,
like World Dead Redemption.
World War III, huh? I'm telling you, Seth. I really think that we're like on the verge of coming into World War III. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I really think so.
Well, good thing we're here, where it's more. The chances of a bomb hitting here is not as
the thing is, yeah. But I think that World War III, like World War I and World War II,
you might get drafted.
No, I can't.
Why?
I'm the only child.
I can't get drafted. I'm past the thing now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How old?
Stops at 25.
Stops at 25? Mm. Holy shit. That's crazy as fuck.
I survived the draft.
You survived the draft?
Yeah.
I thought you weren't 25 yet.
I am. I'm 25 right now.
So you're going to be 26?
Yeah.
Brother, I thought you was 24.
No, I'm 25.
God damn, you got a few more days.
Yeah.
A few more days and then you're going to be...
literally a quarter century old.
So you're going to be 27. You're going to be 26.
26.
26.
I don't feel 25 or 26.
You're getting old as fuck.
Dude, I feel...
4 more years and you'll be 30.
4 more years, you'll be almost 30.
No.
You'll be 27.
Yeah.
That's still late 20s.
Yeah.
I'm in my mid-20s. You're almost into your mid-20s.
Shit, I'm about to die soon, probably.
Nah.
I've always thought that I was going to die young. I've always thought that shit.
Hasn't happened.
Hasn't happened yet. Give it a few
Count
more
your lucky
years.
stars.
Count my fingers.
Count your finger, yeah.
1, 2, 3. You know what I'm saying?
I can only count the 6.
I can only count to however many fingers and toes I got. Past that, I can't count no more.
Count to 20.
But what I was saying, bro, is that in World War II and World War I, they didn't even know that they was in a world war until years afterwards.
No, they knew. They had newspapers.
What do you mean?
Yeah, everybody knew. For sure.
No, they didn't declare it a world war until afterwards.
Oh.
Until like years and years afterward. Like probably like a decade afterwards, after the whole entire thing, like,
I wonder
under.
where the origin of the world wars came from. Like who was like, this was at what point, how much of the world has to be fighting before it becomes a world war?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody come together like, yeah, that was a world war.
So
What it was all the major powers at the time were fighting.
Yeah, so like the start of a world war, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So a start of a world war would be a major event happening in one country to another, right? So the one was the killing of a duke, wasn't it?
It was. What I'm saying is a lot of it was like geopolitical and politics.
Yeah,
and a lot of it was at the time. A lot of those people, World War I, a lot of that stuff was still monarchies. It was right before he went from monarchies to like more
democracies.
More of like democracies. There was like more checks and balances to make sure one person didn't have the authority to go to war.
I still believe to this day that monarchies is the best way to live.
Depends on who the monarch is, and that's the thing.
Exactly.
You know,
that is the thing. That's the biggest thing.
You want to test the character of a man's heart, give him power.
Yeah.
Power corrupts, man. It's very hard to not become arrogant, and it's very hard to stay humble when you
definitely
you can snap your finger like that, and a lot of shit.
You can do what the fuck ever.
That's one
seriously.
thing. You've seen some people that didn't have money, they get money, and they just change.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it just amplifies whoever that person is.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's like, you don't need that power.
Like, isn't it Saudi Arabia or Dubai or maybe even both? They got a king.
Yeah,
and they just
some of them are. Yeah, and so, there are situations where, like, North Korea has a dictatorship. Obviously, China, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, it's socialism.
You have like Xi Jinping he's ruler for life there.
Yeah,
same thing as Vladimir Putin.
But he's supposedly president.
It's president. It's really what it is. It's just a bunch of word salad.
Yeah.
But you look at the reality of it, like the actions and stuff, and you're like, pretty much a dictatorship.
Yeah.
Putin, pretty much a dictatorship. Belarus, that dude that is cool with Lukashenko, he used to be like a general in the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
So him and Putin are cool because Putin was in the KGB. This other guy was like a general in the Soviet Union or some sort of high-ranking member of the Soviet Union. So they kind of come from the same roots, dictatorship. I mean, you do have those things. You see what those type of dudes are, and that's what power does. Especially after a long amount of time. Like in the beginning, maybe you can fight it. Those urges to just be off with his head or something like that. But after a while, you're like, fuck the formality. I can just get rid of you.
Yeah. I just get rid of you and nothing ever happens.
Yeah, no repercussions. I mean, that's essentially what happens.
Crazy. That's crazy power, bro.
That's some crazy power.
That is crazy power. It's about off with his head, and then it's done.
Yeah, and somebody will go do
You just say a couple words, and then somebody's dead.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that's going to happen to you.
Nope. Unless it's like
insane. Unless
something like happens in the background, like the people you think had your back kind of plot against you or something.
Yeah, in the Rules of Power book,
that stuff happens in there.
There was a guy that, I remember that specifically. That there was a guy. It was something about like your enemies and your friends. Your friends could be your enemies or some shit. But anyways, it was saying how the king's right-hand man, he trusted him big time, but his intentions the whole entire time was to overrule the king and then take power. And that's eventually what he did.
Napoleon was betrayed by somebody like that.
Yeah, was he? Mm-hmm. What was it?
It was in that book.
Yeah, I mean,
it was in that book.
Haven't finished it. I'm towards the end of it now.
It was, the thing is I can't remember the whole story. I think what had happened is that he was given information to because Napoleon was basically unbeatable, like on the battlefield for a long time. But once there was people that were working against him on the inside, giving out information where he was going to be, troop numbers, things like that.
Yeah.
And it was his right-hand man, and it basically brought about Napoleon's downfall.
Yeah.
Yep.
Damn it. I bet that's hard though to keep a bunch of power like that at one time. That's why you have to rule. Like you can't just rule with power. You have to rule with respect.
You need multiple things.
Because if the people around you don't respect you, then there's no way that you can have power. There's no way that you can have sufficient power.
You have to respect your authority.
Because you can, you have to respect, people have to respect the authority. And then you also have to respect the people who you're putting authority over to an extent as well. Because if not, then they're not going to respect you in any way. So, and then they can overrule you at some point in time. And I think like the best rulers had ruled with respect.
Like Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great
died because of a sickness at like 31.
Really?
It was like a flu or something.
That's wild.
He literally, because he fought with his soldiers. I don't know if you ever, I watched documentaries on him. He would go into battle on horseback and go kill the other dude's general. He'd go find him and just go kill him.
That's crazy.
He'd find him. He'd be fighting going all around him, and then he'd see the general. And he'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill that guy.
I'm gonna kill that guy."
And he'd go kill that guy, and then he would do that, and he went from all the way to India. He fought elephants. It was crazy.
Who was that one guy that he was like Chinese, and he took over a whole bunch of land and shit? Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
Yep, that was him, and he had so many kids, but he was very belligerent and savage.
He was like a barbarian.
He really was. He really was a barbarian, dude.
Yeah.
And it's so crazy. That's how he ruled. He ruled, and I'm pretty sure he died a terrible death.
Maybe. Well,
could be wrong.
They were effective because of their military strategy. They had mastered the art of riding on horseback and shooting bow and arrows at the same time.
Yeah.
So it'd be like you as a soldier with an assault rifle and fighting a fighter plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like that. No wonder they're taking over everything.
Yeah, there's just no way.
It's kind of like one of those. Sometimes in military conflicts, there's an invention that's transformative,
like the nuke,
like the
United States
nuke, or like the tank when it was first implemented in World War I. The whole existence of it was to break, because everything was trench warfare, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I got up out of my trench and tried to run into the other trench, somebody with a machine gun would shoot me.
That's crazy, man.
And so how do we get across this? Well, the terrain's going to be muddy. It's going to be pitted with bombs.
Yeah.
There's going to be barbed wire. There's going to be these big gaps in the ground. These are called trenches that need to be rolled over. We can't use tires. Oh, and also we're going to be getting shot at with machine guns, so we can't use a car because the bullets are going to go through the car.
Yeah.
So tracks would work. Let's take this tractor and put a bunch of armor all over it.
God damn, yeah.
So that's essentially what the first tanks were just armored up tractors.
From Germany?
No, from Britain.
Really?
Great Britain, yep.
I always thought that they came from Germany.
No, the Germans did have a tank in World War I, but they didn't make many of them.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
It was in a response to Britain. Britain, it was called like the Mark I. And you know why they called it a tank?
Why?
Because it was so when they would get reports about, there were spies obviously in each military spying on each other.
Yeah.
Like, what their new weapon are they making? Like, we need to know because we're at war with them, and if we don't know, we're going to get killed and lose. So they wrote down water tank. Research water tank.
What the fuck?
And they'd have it in these big crates, and they thought it was just a water tank, like a tank of water to get watered. Open up the box. It's a tank.
It's a fucking militarized vehicle.
It's a militarized tractor.
God damn.
With cannons on it.
With a fucking huge, God damn, dude.
Yeah.
That is fucking insane. I never knew that. Whoa, the more you know.
The more you know. I'm over here being a fucking nerd talking about all this shit.
Man, that's badass though.
Yeah, that's how the tank got its name.
Whoa. God damn, dude. Wow. I don't even remember what the fuck I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about how I think that it's so crazy that in World War II, Japan shot at our boat and then we blew up their.
We made them see the sun a couple times.
Yeah. We blew up 2 of their whole entire cities.
Just fucking obliterated that bitch.
And
then recorded it.
Oh yeah, that is insane.
Wow, look at that.
That is crazy. That is wild. And all they did was just shoot at our boat.
And we just went and eviscerated the land.
That is insane, dude. It was really basically like a test subject. Just to see what would happen. You seen Oppenheimer yet?
No.
Bro, we seen it the other day.
How was it?
It was really good. It's a really long
Oppenheimer,
movie.
Who was he as a guy? Was he chill?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I think the majority it's not really an action movie. It's a movie that you really have to sit down and really pay attention to. I kind of got lost. I understood most of it, but I got lost during a lot of it. Afterwards, you kind of have to have somebody sitting there explaining to you what the fuck happened during a lot of it, because it's a lot about like power plays and people going at it with one another in different ways, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. It's a very complicated situation.
Kind of like politics.
It really was. That's really what it was. It was politics. Whew. It got down into politics. And
damn, you gotta have some wit in those situations.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's what Oppenheimer didn't have. Yeah. He wasn't very witty. So, but he was book smart. But he wasn't very socially intact, if you would. So there was one guy that kind of took advantage of him.
Yeah, Did he ever come to the realization of that?
Towards the end, yeah. Towards the end. But he was trying to be a few steps ahead, but eventually people flipped on him. So that's how they got him.
Yeah, those people can get away with it for a while, but usually...
And I still kind of don't understand it fully. I really don't, like the whole situation. Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking too. They can usually get away with it for a little while.
It's just that every time it's being done, it's a calculated risk, and at some point it's not going to come out right. And then everything else that you've done is going to start getting questioned. It's just not a good strategy. It's not a good strategy.
Like lying all the time.
Lying in general.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because then it's going to come out into light, especially
you have to lie
in the future.
You have to fabricate a story and then remember the fabricated story.
Exactly.
And if there's any inconsistencies in the story, then
somebody's going to catch on, and then you're going to lose trust.
And especially if you tell that same story to a lot of different people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a good strategy, nor is it like a morally correct thing to do.
Yeah.
Being honest can be difficult, though.
Yeah.
Because sometimes some people are worried about if they're honest that they won't be accepted or loved. You know what I'm saying? So instead of doing that, they would rather lie to protect themselves from that. But
I see what you're saying.
You know, it's just, like I said, it's not a good strategy.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't even consider it a strategy. I just consider it like a method of living. I
learned whenever I was in elementary school that, I'm glad that I learned like that young, and it didn't get like that much past that. Because, I mean, like you said, there is points in time where you like tell a lie, but it's like it's nothing that's like, do I look good in this shirt? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of those like, yeah, you look good. Or somebody will send me a song or something, and I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that shit's hard, and I really don't like it or some shit. It'd be something.
You'd be
like
more
that.
nice about it.
Yeah, you'd be more nice about it. But I mean, other than that, like I'm talking about like lies where
like habitual lying.
Exactly. Like I remember I used to do that like in elementary school, just to like I'd make some shit up just to be cool as fuck, you know.
Yeah.
Like I made up a lie. I told people a lie in elementary school. I said that I met Miranda Cosgrove whenever I was in elementary school. You know who that is? That's iCarly.
Oh shit!
I told everybody that I met iCarly, and everybody, and they was like, "Whoa, really?" And I was like, "Yep, met her."
And when everybody else was believing, they start. I bet you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Like, in a way, you're like, "Damn, now I gotta keep this up."
Or like in middle school or whatever. Not in middle school, but even in high school. Whenever I would call out for work every once in a while, like I don't do this shit anymore because I just know now. Like I know that it's better if you're calling out of work. Like it's better just to be like I just ain't gonna show up today. And if anybody asks any reason, just be like, I'm just not coming in. If you know, that's how I am now. Mm-hmm. But I never really called out. I only called out like once or twice. And whenever I did, I told them that I was either like sick or some stupid bullshit. And then the next day, people would ask me like, "How are you doing?" I'm like, I'm good. Why are you asking how I'm doing? Or like they would ask.
You forgot. You were just. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
They would ask you in a way that there was something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Like insinuating that there was something wrong with you, and they was asking like, "How are you doing? Are you getting better?" I'm like, well, yeah, of course I'm getting better. What the hell are you talking about? I'm always good. Like, oh, you said that you was sick. Oh, yeah. I'm fucking sick as fuck. Yeah, hell yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now I don't do that. I really don't, because I think it's just easier just to tell them the truth.
Be honest.
Yeah. I really think so, because then, like, in the moment, if you're telling them the truth and the truth isn't really, like, it's not, the truth, like, the truth hurts, you know what I'm saying, mm-hmm. quote unquote. But if you're telling it in that time, it's kind of hard to tell the truth right then and there. Sometimes it is, but it's even harder to maintain a lie.
Yeah.
You know?
It's, I don't know how to describe it. It's like I said, it's like having to remember a story.
Yeah.
And sometimes you even have to make a lie for the lie.
Yeah.
You know, and then it becomes a web of lies, and it's just too much to keep up with.
Yeah. For sure.
There's like no.
So fuck it.
There's no reason to lie.
Fuck those lies.
Fuck it.
That's what was happening in Oppenheimer. There was lies. Yeah, there was just like a bunch of lies and shit. Man, I wish that you could watch the movie, man. It should be coming out sometime soon on.
I thought about
whatever.
I've been wanting to watch it, but honestly, there's just other stuff going on that like it just leaves my attention. Like there was one point where I was like, damn, I really want to watch it, and then like a week later, I was like, wasn't even thinking about that movie.
Well, we wasn't gonna watch it because the fucking movie tickets are outrageous and shit.
Yeah.
And we was like, fuck it, I'm not paying that much for a fucking movie. I'm not paying like $20 for a goddamn movie ticket. For one movie ticket? Fuck that shit. And then, like, I never, ever, ever eat snacks or anything whenever I'm at a movie theater. I always either bring my own or I just don't eat any of that shit. Eat afterwards. Why the fuck not? But anyways, we went whenever it was like International Movie Day or some shit. And it was $4 tickets. So we got the tickets for $4. So it was $8 for Sierra and I. Wow. Isn't that crazy?
That's an amazing deal.
That is an amazing deal. It was like movie day or what the fuck ever.
Damn.
Yeah.
Go watch movies on that day then.
Yeah, we did. We watched Oppenheimer. You know, I had a conversation with Eris, this guy that we play chess with in chess club. And he's very, very good at chess. He's really, really good at chess. I actually beat him the other day.
Oh, wow.
And I have no fucking idea how. And I thought that he was bullshitting me, but I don't think that he was. I really thought that he was just letting me win at first, but he don't usually do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually he'll bullshit let you win. But this time, he was actually, like, enamored. But anyways, I just had to shout that out there. Eris, shout out to Eris. But anyways, we ended up talking. We ended up talking about politics and shit. I ended up talking to him about a whole bunch of different things. We ended up talking there for a while, like even after the store closed, after Barnes & Noble closed, and after everybody had went home
that. I remember that night.
Yeah.
I was here, and I was surprised. I was like, damn, Carson's not here. And I remember Sierra was like, she was a little bit concerned and stuff. She was just like,
yeah, she was spamming me with calls.
Yeah, and I remember I was doing something on my phone. Oh, I was making a post for the podcast. That I was making a post for, and I was about to get done with it, and then call you. But then I heard she was on FaceTime with was you and then the Eris guy. I heard him in the background.
Yeah. I mean, well, she kept on spamming me, calling me and shit, and I was in the middle of a conversation. I wasn't about to be rude, like answer the call while I'm talking to him, because he didn't have his phone the whole entire time. He left his phone out in the car.
Wow.
And he was like, yeah, guess I better get on out of here. My wife's probably called me. Yeah. He didn't even know because he didn't even have his phone.
Yeah.
He don't give a fuck about shit like that. He's a I don't know what the fuck he would be considered, some sort of, it's not a probation officer, but it's to stick around with the guys that get out of prison in order to make sure that they don't go back to prison.
Kind of like
a rehabilitation officer or some shit like that.
Yeah, somebody. I guess they just kind of. I don't know exactly what they would do, but I'm going to assume that they kind of help get them back into society and functioning like
exactly.
This is, make sure you got your license plate updated. Like stuff, just normal stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what he does.
Stuff that a lot of people aren't actually taught. Like
yeah.
Here's how to write your signature or something like that.
Exactly, like shit like that, and stuff. Just basically because a lot of the people in prison, a lot of the dudes that go to prison, are in there because a lot of times they don't really have a good father figure.
They were never raised.
Exactly, they were never raised.
They just
good. They were just thrown out, and then they get attached to whatever the hell goes down.
They go to
or they wasn't raised sufficiently.
Yeah, they weren't really educated on how to live. Like, just to be like a standard person. Like, there's stuff that like you need to know. Like, go get your license. You need, like a job, stuff like just to even be like in the working class.
Yeah,
you have to still know how to do like certain things. It's like a video game kind of. You got like different tiers.
Yeah,
they never got out of the tutorial.
Yeah. But we had a good ass conversation there we honestly talked for a good 3 or 4 hours. We really did. I mean 9, 10, 11, and then we was there talking before then. We was there talking since about 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we was there for a good 3 hours talking, and when we was on and off for a good hour before that too. So because, we would play a game of chess, and then somebody else would come along, they'd play, and then they'd play, and so on and so forth. But we had a really good conversation. I'm really trying to get him on here for real. I really, really am.
I think that would make for a good conversation.
It's going to be a very, very good conversation. It's going to be long, too. It really, really is. I would love to have him on here. I got to kind of break down to him what we're going to talk about. Like a bunch of older folks, whenever, if we want to have like older folks on here, for some reason we have to explain to them, just like break down what we're going to talk about to them, because they kind of like want to know. I don't know if they just don't like the free form type, or he don't want to be caught off guard.
Yeah,
and don't know what to say.
Yeah, well, you got to think too. It's like older. It's you're on the internet for basically forever, right?
Exactly.
So, if you're like 50 you probably have built yourself up, if you're a respectable person, you built yourself a reputation. Mm-hmm. You want to associate with something that is reputable or, respectable.
Yeah,
in some way. So, they want to, I could see why they want to know what they're getting into. Exactly.
And I talked to him a little bit about that too, but I also talked to him about cussing and shit. and because I was asking him if he thought cussing was a sin, because we was going down, like, we was talking about the Bible and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked him if he thought that cussing was a sin, and he didn't really make it clear, but he did say that he asked me. This is what made me reconsider like cussing on the podcast or just cussing in general, because he was asking like if your kids are gonna see it and everything and grandkids and all that, do you want them to see you cussing? And then he's also talking about reaching to a different audience, to a more respectable audience as well. So then I thought about it and I was like, he makes a good point. He makes a very good point because this guy that I work with, Randy, he's got a son that does, I won't say his name or anything right now, but he's got a son that does a podcast at a church. And I actually want to be on there. And I hit him up on the damn comment section. I was like, let me be on there. Let me be on there, by the way.
Oh, like going to the church?
Yeah, I was trying to be on their podcast.
I'll wear my Sunday best.
Yeah, I would love to. Man, I would love to do that shit, but they didn't reply. And I really think that I'm not going to be able to because I cuss a lot. And I think that's really the biggest reason is because I cuss.
Well,
and I think that might hold me back too in the future if I decide to, because eventually I want to get into politics. So I think that might hold me back.
Everything that you put on here will be used against you.
Oh yeah, and I'm completely aware of that. Yeah. That's why that is why I'm very open as well. And I'm aware, and I'm very aware of everything that I've said and everything that I've done and what I believe and what I've believed and what I believe now. So I'm very aware of all that, and I've put it all out there, and it does make me more vulnerable, but I'm also very aware of all of it, so I know how to handle it if it ever comes back to me.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
And I don't think that, and I'm able to handle it. I do believe that I'm able to handle it, but also the cussing part is the thing, because people will judge you based off of what you say and in the context of what you say, not off of completely what you say, right? So you can say something very fucked up in a very nice way, and people will think that you're saying something very nice.
So, yeah, I've said this a lot. Sometimes it isn't so much about what you say, but about how you say it.
Exactly.
Tonality, you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. And that goes along back with like being honest and shit.
Yeah.
And I believe the best politicians are not politicians. Like Donald Trump, everybody loves Donald Trump because he's not a politician.
He's just a straight shooter.
He's just a regular old dude.
You know when somebody, well, he's not a regular dude, but
you know what I'm saying.
You know when somebody, when a politician's bullshitting you, because they give you that word salad. Oh,
exactly.
You can see they're like a wordsmith. They're weaving. They're weaving a narrative, and I mean, some people don't see it. Some people are very gullible, or those are probably I'm not gonna say it, but like not very. The average IQ like 100.
Yeah.
So you got 50 that are below it, and the other way. There's always going to be people that are gullible and persuadable. That's their group. That's their crowd.
Yeah, definitely. For sure.
But yeah, best politicians really aren't politicians.
They really, really aren't. They really, really aren't.
They're just normal people. I feel like they're people that are more, because a lot of those politicians, they're not really. I don't really know how to describe it. They're kind of like a lot of times sheltered from reality and how things
they really
work.
are. Exactly. And they're brought up in politics.
They're brought up in it. They're kind of just, it's almost like.
So they know what to say and how to say it.
Yeah, but it makes it very robotic.
Exactly.
And so from somebody that could actually, if you're out in the street, and I don't mean like out in the street with like guns or something. I'm talking like just outside in society. A lot of people don't talk that way. They're just kind of just like, hey, like, how you doing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's not like real proper, like stiff, and everything seems forced. That's being talked about.
Definitely. It's just like it's like systematic,
Yeah, it's almost like a robot.
For real. I don't fuck with that.
I don't really fuck with that either.
That's why I don't really want to get into like major politics. Like I probably do. I do want to get into a little bit of politics, but
maybe like a mayor or in town.
Yeah, definitely
something local
at first, and then kind of just work my way up.
Eventually, you could run for here.
Yeah, definitely. I actually do, because especially with that conversation with Tony, I actually do eventually want to see about doing that.
You know what's cool is like, if you actually are interested in that sort of stuff, I don't know how often elections are held for like mayor, but I do know that George, the current mayor, George, is my stepfather's uncle.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And so I see him like every week.
I think that would be very interesting to have a conversation with him.
Yeah,
I really do.
I don't know if he'd be on here though.
Yeah,
because my mom already talked to me about it. She's like, I don't think, because he's gonna have to. He'll look at the stuff on here.
Yeah.
And he'll decide not to
look at the content. Yeah. And I mean, I understand that.
You know,
I do understand that, and that is really what sucks, because a lot of what we do is more of comedy, right?
Yeah, it's not as serious, but it's just, you gotta think like an older generation. They're past that when it comes to the vulgar. Maybe when they were younger. Yeah,
like it's supposed to just purely be entertainment.
Yeah,
but also throwing in serious topics in there as well.
Yeah.
That we can talk about and discuss, because things do need to be discussed as a society at large, because if not, then we're not going to be able to find out certain solutions for any of these problems that we have within society. And that is one of the biggest problems too, is because we're not having conversations about shit, and if we are, we're censoring another side, so we're not able to have that sort of perspective placed into the conversation. So we don't even get to have a conversation.
Yeah, it's kind of like a relationship where one person won't communicate. You know
exactly.
The problem didn't go away. It's underneath the bed.
Still have the problem.
It'll be back and it'll be twice as bad next time.
Exactly. And that's a really big problem in society today.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, and like cussing.
Yeah. Cussing is really just, it comes from,
I really don't
a place of like, if it's authentic, it's literally just you're saying what you feel in the moment.
See, and I think that makes it more authentic, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm really saying what I feel.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I mean, are you really that offended by it? Like,
but you can also make the argument too. That, you know, it comes from a place of illiteracy, if you would, because placing a cuss word where another word could be is basically you implementing a slang term for a word that could be a better literary word, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'd be worried about making my vocabulary too complex to the point where most people wouldn't be able to understand it. Like, I wouldn't want to use words that most people wouldn't be able to understand.
I'd be having that problem too sometimes.
Because sometimes you can say a word and somebody not know what it means.
Or like going down into a deep intellectual conversation.
You know, I've seen it happen before on the podcast, and the people are looking around like, I don't. We're talking like a deeper up, like a level up here, and they're staying like right here.
Exactly.
Especially if there's drinking involved and stuff, because nobody really wants to fucking talk. Yeah. When you're like you're enjoying yourself, you're not really trying to discover the universe when you're sipping on a martini.
I think it's very important too to have those conversations, to be able to have those conversations in between, like in between all of that, to be able to have a wide variety of different inputs on a wide variety of different topics. Mm-hmm. I think that's very important too, and a lot of people aren't able to do that. They're not able.
You tell them like they're only able to stick at like one level, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to get to that, you have to a lot of people you have to search it out. It's not like you're not programmed with it from the get go. You have to.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to go search for it, and then even when you do, it's going to take a while to be able to get to the ability to talk to somebody about something on a deeper level.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to understand certain concepts as well whenever you hear certain people talking about certain things, and then they're giving you certain concepts about society or about anything in general, and then you have to sit there and understand what is going on, especially if it's a complex subject. You have to sit there and understand what's going on, and then afterwards, whenever somebody talks to you about that subject, you have to then be able to articulate yourself about the subject and the knowledge that you have of said subject. Because if not, then... And you're going to have to be able to get them to understand your perspective on whatever you're talking about as well. You have to be able to
convey it. That's what I'm saying. You have to be able to convey it at a level where most would understand it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about like Jordan Peterson, like the things that he had to read. I mean, how old is he? Like 60 or something?
Yeah, he's like 66.
So we're talking about like decades of like knowledge and information. And he has to be able to say it back to somebody in a way that would be understandable.
Exactly.
Because most people, their vocabulary is... The English vocabulary is by far the biggest vocabulary.
It is.
In the world. But people only use like so many words in it.
And it's like the most complex, like right behind like Mandarin or some shit like that.
It's like one of the most complex. But most people aren't using the whole vocabulary.
Yeah.
So you have to learn how to talk to somebody in a way that they're going to be able to understand it. That's another thing with Trump. He uses very simple vocabulary.
He really, really does. And I think that's awesome. That's why people will reside to him as well, because he's not very complex with his vocabulary. He's able to talk about complex subjects simplistically
in a way that most people can understand it. If you look at it like another politician, they're very much, it's too complex.
Yeah.
You're speaking at you're reading this book and it's like you literally went and read a dictionary and you're using every fucking word in it. It's like you don't 80% of these words people aren't using on a daily basis. So don't that's good that you know it. But it's going to hurt your communication.
Yeah, it is.
Speak in a way which most people will understand you. And even, and it depends on where you're at, too. If you're in Silicon Valley, you can speak with an elevated vocabulary. I've seen it. The words are very different than what we use here. Same thing in, like, New York is different. That's one thing about traveling. Hawaii is different. Hell, Hawaii is very different because half the time it's Hawaiian. That means like it's just like a mix of different shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's from different places.
Yeah, definitely. So it can be hard to understand certain people.
Yeah. So and plus you got to think about where you're from. If you have like a deep accent, Southern accent, don't be trying to use really complicated words because people are going to have a hard time understanding your accent.
Yeah.
Just be straightforward with it.
What yins doing down yonder?
What y'all doing?
What in the hell yins doing down yonder over here?
You just saying y'all, they'll look at you like
y'all. What's y'all?
Y'all. They're like, oh, you know.
You all. It's just you all combined. You and all.
Yeah.
What are you all doing down there? Y'all.
Yeah.
And what are yins doing?
And it's interesting, like you hear people I use y'all a lot, but you get around people that, maybe they're from Australia or Germany or, and they don't use that at all. And when they hear you say that, they're like,
y'all, yins.
Where are you from?
About yins.
Yins?
Yeah, I've been using yins. And down yonder. I use a lot of down yonder nowadays. It's just down yonder. Hey, where's this and that at? Down yonder.
Down yonder.
They're down yonder.
I hear you. I haven't got that.
I hear you.
I'm not that advanced in the
ways of the
Southern vocabulary, I guess.
The ways of the Southerners.
Yeah.
Yep. You like Cheerwine?
Cheerwine. I don't like soft drinks.
Oh yeah, that is right.
I might. Look, I'll still have one every now and then. Maybe like once every 2 weeks.
Oh shit!
Because like if I go to my mom's, right, and she's like got a dinner laid out, and that's just like sometimes you have like a craving for some sugar because usually I avoid sugars.
Yeah, but
you still need sugar at some degree. I'll have one.
I love soft drinks, bro.
No, you don't.
I really,
you love
really
cookies
don't.
though.
Oh, I love cookies. I love sweets like
cookie.
that.
Crumble cookies good.
Cookies and donuts and
you got those Reese cups.
Reese's
that are
Reese
shaped
pumpkins,
like lanterns and stuff.
Yeah,
not lanterns, but like jack-o'-lanterns.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah,
jack-o'-lantern.
We need to get some more.
We need to have a jack-o'-lantern. Yeah, I need to paint some more paintings.
What if you painted a jack-o'-lantern?
That's what I plan on doing eventually.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
That'd be.
I actually have it on my list of things. I have a big long list of things to paint. Actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that what you were doing with this notebook in here earlier?
Yeah. Well, I just amongst a bunch of other things type or write down. But yeah, jack-o'-lantern is on there.
Bro, I was thinking about
and I'm planning on painting another one like that.
Like that one with that you did last night?
Yeah, but with a black background.
I like that one. I like how you switch these all up. You know, that's so cool. If you go look at the podcast, you can see this whole wall just
was completely different.
It just transforms over time. And then now you got this back over here. I can't. You know what? Like I said, if you can get that desk, bro, I think that looked really cool right there.
Yeah, it's a big wooden desk.
What color is it?
Brown.
Brown?
Yeah.
That look cool.
It's just stained wood. Stained wood with a finish on it.
Yeah, bro. If you can get it, I'll help you move it in.
Yeah. I think there may even be like a old-ass mahogany desk.
Dude, if that Dr. Chung would have left his executive mahogany desk, I would have brought that here.
Yeah. I don't know, though. And if it is, it's going to suck because it's going to be heavy as fuck.
I'm going to help you.
Yeah. Well, we may even be able to do it. AJ may even be able to help. We may even get it on like a launch or something.
Yeah, bro. Because I remember I was going to help you out with this, but I came here and this was already here.
It's already there, and it was the only thing here.
It was the only thing. I was like, damn. I felt kind of bad because I was wanting to help you move it. Because I knew that.
That's all right.
I knew that this was probably very heavy.
I actually didn't even bring it in here.
Oh,
I didn't even touch it
anymore.
Yeah, I didn't even touch it.
Damn.
This
is still
AJ and Jimmy did.
Still, it's a nice sofa.
Nice sofa. Yep.
I still can't believe that we got it for the price that we got it.
Yep.
We're not gonna say.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell you.
But
it's a secret.
This right here costs more than a car.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, this is.
And that's not us bragging.
No.
We're not bragging. We're just telling you.
That we're happy for what we got it from. And
yep.
The quality is great.
The quality is great. We basically got it for a steal.
Might as well. Shit.
We basically stole it.
In a way.
You know what I'm saying?
In a way.
What we got going on here? Well, we got it. We're already an hour in, dude.
Do you want to keep going?
An hour and 7. Do you want to keep going?
I don't know. Do you want to make these real long?
I got to take a shit. That's why I'm asking.
I was going to go get that wreath to put on the door.
Oh, yeah.
Because I said I was going to do that.
Is it going to be good to stay outside?
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's meant to be outside.
I'm surprised that my mom hasn't gave us anything. Oh, she hasn't gave us anything because, she has a bunch of stuff, but I mean, a lot of my paintings are basically Halloween themed, so that's really fucking cool. Mm-hmm. I think that's really cool that I just automatically love Halloween themed stuff.
We need to get a fog machine.
Yeah, we do.
We need to get one. I need to go look and order one because Halloween. What's today? Today is already the 8th.
Yeah.
So if I order something, it's gonna probably take a week to get here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably have a few, and we'll have to learn how to use it. We'll have to set up everything.
Bro, they have fog machines that are at Spirit Halloween.
Where's that at?
In Hickory. Do you know where Cam used to live in those apartments?
Yeah.
So you go down that. So you're leaving the apartments, and let's say you're at that gas station, right? And then you take, or Jack in the Box. You take a right? And you just go down that road, and then you get off, like you're about to go into the interstate, but you don't. You get off on that exit right there, like you're going back to Hickory, and it's right there.
I'll look it up.
It's right there, right across from that bar. You know that bar that's right there?
I've never actually been to that bar.
Well, we went there. You know, I remember we went there with Dylan that one day, and they wasn't popping. and we actually planned on going in there.
I'm trying to remember. Dylan Williams?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't know. It's been how long has it been? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Been a couple weeks. This was right before you left. Yeah.
Left for where? For Hawaii?
For Hawaii, yeah.
Dude, I don't remember that.
God damn.
That's not good.
That's not good.
I really don't remember that.
Damn it.
Was I drinking?
Probably, yeah.
I probably don't remember that.
But it's Spirit Halloween. You know where the Mexican restaurant is? As soon as you get off, fuck it. I'll show you later.
Yeah, bro, because like some things are like Hickory. I know where it's. I know some parts of Hickory, and then there's other parts of Hickory. I
may not be
don't know.
Because a lot of times I explain things that I think that I'm explaining well, but a lot of times
with the Jack in
I'm
the Box
not
thing,
explaining
like,
it well.
I remember like there's a Jack in a Box, and then there's a road right here, right? And then you go down the road and you take like a left, and that was
you're leaving the apartments. You take a right at the Jack in the Box after you leave. Like Jack in the Box right here, and then you take a right on that road. And then you're going down that way, and then if you keep going straight, you're going to go onto the interstate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's an exit right there.
Mm-hmm.
You take that exit, and then you take a left to go to Hickory. You know, like the main parts of Hickory, like
yeah,
you keep on going.
Like the damn, like the strip, just about with like you got like the AMC over here, like the movie theater. You're talking about with all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, no. Like I'm
but
talking
there's like
about
another one on the other.
Yeah, I'm talking about the other road.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, where everything like the Chick-fil-A is and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The Chick-fil-A, the Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before you even get to all that, you go way down there. If you like on that exit, if you were to take a right, you go to the strip club.
Mm-hmm.
You know where that's at?
No.
Do you know where we got those cigars at?
I wasn't with you.
Fuck.
I wasn't with you. It's okay.
I'll
look it up and stuff.
That's all right.
What's it called? Spirit
Halloween. Yep, they have fog machines for like $50.
Okay.
If that.
Yeah, I'll just have to figure out.
But my mom probably would have gave us a bunch of stuff, but I forgot that she's making a whole bunch of, because she makes a whole bunch of decorations and shit like that. And she made a whole bunch of shit, and she's gonna take it to a show. She's gonna take it to a show to my grandma's church.
Oh,
and she's gonna sell a bunch of it.
Wow.
I think that's where I get a lot of my artistic ability from.
Probably.
My mom.
Well, you also got
and
your father.
My dad, of
your
course.
He paints.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
You come from a household of artistry.
Of fucking witchcraft.
Yeah, maybe that too.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to have like a big ass cauldron.
Yes. That would be badass. And then cast spells and shit.
Bro, yeah, you could have like a damn the thing that
and then commit sacrifices.
Fuck.
That would be fucking badass.
Yeah. That's getting a little bit, bro. And you'd have like you put the apples and stuff in it. You have floating around. You have like the little bubbles popping. You have the steam coming up.
Yep,
dude,
that's fucking badass.
Cool. Bro, that'd be so
Make
cool.
sacrificial soup,
bro. That'd be a bunch of soup.
That'd be a bunch of soup. Human soup.
I don't know. I'm losing my appetite now thinking about human soup. But
hell yeah,
dude, no, I'm serious. A fog machine.
And a cauldron.
A cauldron. I can get a cauldron.
And we need a skeleton. I want to get a skeleton to sit in one of these seats. You was thinking about hanging it up.
No. Well, there's like the skeletons. You can have like a little metal thing that makes them stand. You have like an armor stand.
Yes. Well, those are just expensive. I was just thinking about getting like a $20 skeleton. No.
Armor stand is just little plastic plates.
Yeah. $20 skeleton.
Yeah, you can sit them right here. Oh, you could put the damn...
Set them in any of these seats.
Put that hat on them and put some shades on them.
Exactly. And then
have them holding the little chicken nugget.
And then after Halloween, we can just still keep them out. Or I can keep them in my car.
Yeah.
And just drive around with a skeleton.
Yeah.
That would be badass as fuck.
That would be cool as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, Seth, you got to tell these people to suck off or something, whatever the fuck.
Well, I'm glad you guys came here today. And
wow, we're going to finish off with being nice.
Yeah, today.
Today we're going to be nice to you.
We're going to be nice.
Today, we love you.
Yeah.
And you don't have to suck us off, and we won't suck you off. Mm-hmm. But you can get fucked if you wish to do so. but get fucked anyways.
Yeah.
You know, even if you don't wish to do so. Sierra, do you have anything you would like to say to the audience? Okay.
She was waving.
Well, we'll see you guys on the flip side, and we won't get in your face today because I'm being very effing nice. And I was actually about to say a cuss word, but I better not.
Yourself.
I'm restraining myself. And I'll see y'all later. I got to go take a shit.
Oh.
And we will do another podcast some other time.
Another time.
Yeah, we'll holler at you and harass you. Today I'm actually feeling pretty chill, so I'm not going to yell at you or anything. So fuck off somewheres.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you on the next damn podcast.
For real.
Dang. The
Peace,
next
guys.
dang podcast.
Yep.
Peace the heck out.
Peace.